Before Johnny and I came to Cusada, we attended another church, but it was really frustrating because we couldn't get Johnny's wheelchair in the building. So for a long time, we just didn't go anywhere. But then we came to Cusada, and we've been here ever since. The people here are so friendly, and that just touches our hearts. And Johnny loves it here.
Rose and I used to go to a church in Montgomery, and most of the deaf were young. After a while, they either moved away or just stopped coming. So we started looking for another church, and that's when we found Cusada. The deaf were really involved, and the people were friendly. It feels like a family.
Back in 2007, Johnny Baker told me about Cusada. Brother Jim's grandparents were deaf, so Brother Jim felt like Cusada needed to have a deaf ministry. Sometimes when I talk to Brother Jim, he tries to sign a little. It's cute. Mark and I are really thankful for Cusada. We feel comfortable here and love learning with our friends.
Janet and I also came in 2007, and we just fell in love with the church. I love the singing groups and the signing groups. The people are friendly. They fellowship together, and they support the deaf ministry. This is where I was baptized, and right now, I'm just looking for ways to be more involved.
The first time I came to Cusada, I was really nervous, but the people were friendly, and they made me feel comfortable and welcomed, and they helped me to not be afraid. I love studying God's Word here with my friends, and believe it or not, music really impacts me. So Tony and I joined the worship choir, a hearing choir. I love it, and they seem happy to have us.
I have to tell you, if it wasn't for an interpreter, I wouldn't know anything about the Lord. When I came to Cusada, I was lost, but the message of Jesus Christ touched my heart, and now I understand what He means to us. I am happy we found this church.
2 years ago, when Nick and I came here, we were going through one of the most difficult times in our marriage. I had just quit my job, and then right after that, Nick lost his job. So being part of this group meant a lot. We had been to other churches, but Cusada felt like home. Just a few weeks ago, we joined here, and that's one of the best decisions we have ever made.
Definitely, when we went through those struggles, we could come to church and pray about it. People would encourage us. We could talk about it and look for answers together. I feel like this group is my family, my real friends. Being here made us stronger. Last year I had a car accident and was in the hospital for a while. Several people from our class came to visit and keep me company, but they couldn't stay at the hospital all the time. So they also made sure I had an interpreter available while I was there. That was amazing.
Yes, it was. We've had such a good experience with this church and our class. They help us understand the scriptures, and they have such a positive influence in our lives. We're very blessed to be here. The reason I came to church here is because my husband is deaf. There's an opportunity for him to learn and understand more about the Lord. I can go to church anywhere, but he can't.
And my dream is that one day we could have a deaf church here, maybe even a deaf staff member, so that more deaf will come here to learn and hear God's Word and grow. That's what we're working for now. In the deaf culture, we use a lot of facial expressions. Sometimes the hearing look at us and think, "Ah, these people are scary." But we're not scary. Just like everybody else, our facial expressions show our personality.
That's one thing we want people to know. We're just like everybody else. And hearing people don't always understand that. Sometimes people ask me if I can drive. And I'm like, yeah, I drove here. Sometimes I fly to visit my sisters, and the people at the airport always ask if I need any special accommodations. So I tell them, just let me know when they announce my flight. One time, this lady asked me, "Do you need a wheelchair?" No, I walked here.
A while back, I was in a restaurant with some friends. We were just sitting at the table talking when this guy comes up and hands me a Braille menu. And I'm like, I don't know how to read Braille. One of my friends says, "Hey man, he can't hear. He's not blind." That's funny, but we do want hearing people to know that just because we're deaf doesn't mean we're different. We do many of the same things.
And don't pity us or feel sorry for us. We're the same. We learn the same. We use the same words. Deaf want to feel equal.
So whether we're black, white, deaf, in a wheelchair, it doesn't matter. We're all God's people, and that's why I love to come here. I feel comfortable, and we can communicate with each other in our own language.
I'm really glad I can help teach on Wednesday night. For me personally, nothing is more fulfilling, but it's so good for all of us to be able to talk and discuss and learn concepts in our primary language. We're thankful for all our interpreters and the people involved in the deaf ministry. They help us hear God's Word. And in this class, it's really fun because we're always teaching our interpreters a few things too.
So here's what you can do. Be involved, learn about deaf culture, and support the deaf ministry so we can continue to grow. For a long time, we were members at a church in Montgomery, but weren't able to attend regularly. I remember when we were invited to come here to Cusada, and the first time we came, it felt like a family, so we started coming here all the time, and now this is our home.